All right,
Trump
5,
baby energy. That's
4.
pretty good.
That's the best energy. 2, 1, and let's go. Hello, everyone. Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of boards, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live stream Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition online role-playing adventures. I am joined once again by my wonderful friends, Chris, playing Valravn, the Eladrin Bard of Eloquence.
Missed you, sir.
Missed you too. Heather, playing Frey, the Halfling Barbarian of the Beast.
Frey is going to get you.
That part I remember. Rochelle, playing Celeste, the Half-Orc Sun Soul Monk.
Hello.
Raymond, playing Edmond, the Human Alchemist Artificer.
Hello.
Reese, playing Thimbleweed, the Gnome Swarmkeeper Ranger.
There's some weird energy going on right here.
We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. Watch all of our D&D live series, as well as reviews and Let's Plays on my YouTube channel. Read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com and watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series, Crafting Icewind Dale, every Thursday. Head on over to our live post-session discussion at Frostside Chat after our show tonight. You can also listen to all of these live D&D shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Rogue Watson and join our... There is a podcast. Oh my goodness.
Have you been saying that for a while?
Yes.
An embarrassingly long time, yes.
I sometimes zone out in this part.
You're the plant in the audience that I've called. You're like, wait, there's a pod? You're like, yes, there is.
There's a Discord?
How does Discord work?
If you'd like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/RogueWatson. Shouts to new patrons this week and last week, because I didn't get to do a shout out last week. Christina, Oleg, and Al. For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video chat, we use Discord. And for streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Previously on Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. On their way to the duergar location of Sunblight, the marshals met a humanoid bear named Oya Minartok, whom Thimbleweed recognized as a legendary Goliath werebear. She told them of a nearby cave full of spurned Goliaths who had turned to worshipping Oral the Frostmaiden and attacking local travelers. Oya Minartok recognized Frey's runic axe, and after some explaining on where it came from, agreed to further enchant it once they cleared out the cave. Nestled in the mountains, the cave entrance was shaped like a roaring bear. The party entered, finding eggshells that Edmond recognized as belonging to white dragons. Just as the party began to split up and explore the winding tunnels, a pair of white dragon wormlings attacked them from two different locations, blasting them with their freezing breath. At the same time, Frey saw Goliath further in the cave, but ran back to help deal with the youngest dragons. They quickly slew the dragons, but the Goliath used divine magic to turn his javelin into an icy spear, exploding chunks of ice into the party. The marshals fought back with trank darts, chardolin balls, and good old-fashioned arrows, axes, and mops, but the Frostmaiden-powered Goliaths proved formidable. They used a strange blue fire to melt Edmund's chardolin bands, and when slain, the fire encased them in protective ice, only for them to rise again. The party realized they had to snuff out the fire to stop the enchantment.
And then some other stuff happened.
Sorry, I missed up.
Anyway, what are you guys doing first?
Sorry, Celeste's water creating mop was no good on the magical freezing fire, but dispel magic from... I totally just fucked up the sentence, sorry. But dispel magic from Valravn snuffed it out. Without their divine powers, the Goliaths soon fell. The werebear thanked them for their service and upgraded Frey's axe with a similar ice-dealing power. As they left to resume their journey, she teased that she'd be around to help more, provided they always protect the Dale. I also wrote down in my notes that I had forgotten to reward you guys with a potion of greater healing and a healer's kit that was in a back room of the cave that we never actually got to. Consider that your after session looting of the cave, which I believe we short rested last time. And I think you guys are ready to resume your journey.
Are those the the crickets for your frog?
Yes, I
Or-
apologize. I put
I
a
was just curious.
I put a blanket over the thing, but I think it's a cricket inside the actual toad tank, and I tried looking for it
Gina's
a
being
minute
a lazy
before we
bitch.
got on, but yeah, she's just staring at that cricket while it just sings maddening songs. So
Hey, that could be the deal the cricket made with her to get to keep living, is it has to entertain her.
The
I mean,
Arabian Nights situation going
this
on
is
in that toad
this
tank?
is this is the marking of a D&D story. I feel like.
Yeah.
she's Jabba the frickin' Hutt, so yeah.
But without further ado, you guys are resuming your travels towards the location of what you believe is a duergar base that was on the map that you had gotten from East Haven. Put you back on the map, which someone has drawn a Christmas tree on. Thank you for
Tis the
that.
season.
That was from last time.
Yeah.
That's true. I actually jumped into the crafting stream yesterday and saw it. And I was like, oh, okay.
It was better than what was there
Was
previously.
a bit of a surprise. Yeah.
Yes.
A bit of an
Sorry.
improvement.
She did notice it was fine.
So you guys can travel and travel and travel some more.
Can you
Spellix
play
can
the outro music?
the which music?
The outro music?
The outro music?
Yeah, the music at the end of the session.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's our
it's a really
travel
good
music.
Oh, I got you. No, it's their outro music. Can't be the travel music. I need separate travel music. Spellix continues to complain, although more quietly, about just not being able to go back to 10 Towns right now, and feels like he went from one dangerous situation into another dangerous situation.
Frey will literally threaten his life again.
Yeah.
That if she hears him complain one more time, she will literally tie him to the top of the cart out in the elements.
Did you guys do that when you went into the cave? I feel like that actually
Yes.
happened.
Yes. I tied
Okay.
him to the top of the cart.
You glossed over it real quick, but yes. So
Yes.
I thought
I mean-
there was going to be more consequences to that decision.
He
but-
doesn't have any cards to play at this point, other than he thinks he's gonna stay alive because he's got this information about this treasure. But I mean, he's not stupid. He knows y'all are pretty strong and threatening him. So
Yeah.
Worried he would run away.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
Yeah.
where's he gonna fucking go? You're in the middle of the tundra, like.
He was gonna steal our damn cart.
I think we were worried he was going to overpower the goblin and take our cart. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. I'm not stupid.
Clearly, DM hasn't thought of that yet. So
You clearly think he knows his way around this area as well. Your guess is
Well,
probably
he
as good
knew
as
that we
his.
passed a road that led to 10 Towns, so
True.
all he has to do is return until he thinks he's found it again.
Yeah, at this point, he feels like he's pretty much stuck with you guys as the safest bet. If you could see the sun, you would imagine that it would be setting around the time that you make it to the foothills indicated by the map. Beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of the gargantuan mountains that form the spine of the world. The map fails to give you a precise location, however, forcing you to navigate sheer cliffs and winding trails, which we're going to have your navigator leader, whoever you want that to be, make a survival check, please. Whoever is trying to find basically a well-worn path or somewhere to go up this mountain to try and figure out, because obviously you're not, you don't have a digital map you're looking at that you can zoom in and do the trail and everything. You just have a fucking generic map.
Thimbleweed will do it.
the only one who can.
19 is pretty good. Thimbleweed, without too much trouble, you are able to locate a not so well-worn trail up the mountain, and you can identify dwarvish footprints in the snow. Some of them more recent than others.
These footprints are larger than mine, therefore dwarvish.
size up?
everything bigger is dwarvish. Eventually, you get above the clouds and behold a sheer mountain wall rising more than 100 feet before you. Carved high on the wall are rows of arrow slits with lights burning behind them and clanking sounds issuing from within. A narrow staircase hewn from the rock leads up along one side of the wall. you have a pretty cool image to show you this imposing structure.
Oh,
Is that
boy.
me?
Yes.
Let's say
Yes.
yes. That's how you imagine yourself to be. This is Matrix rules.
Player art handout Sunblight.
So you're you guys still have the wagon, you still have the goblin cook, you still have Spellix and all that. You'll need to tell me what your plans are, but around this base, you don't see any doors or any means of entry whatsoever, and these stairs seem to climb for more than 100 feet along the side.
We see where the stairs go.
It's pretty hard to tell from your vantage point because it is, in fact, this image even has more daylight than it should, but it's, you know, it basically ascends into a darkness from what you can tell, but there are lights. These, they look like they're too small to be windows. They look more like the kind of battlements you would see in a castle, like arrow slits, I guess. But you can see that it seems to lead, the stairs eventually lead to a landing of a sort that then leads into the, like, about maybe halfway up this structure.
So are the windows lit?
You do see light coming from inside. That's pretty much the only way you can tell how big this thing is. What's interesting is you see basically nothing for like 100 feet, just pure structure. And then at about the 100-foot mark, you see like another, you see where the stairs end, a row of those kind of windows with the lights on them. And then it seems to extend like another 100 feet out before you see any more of those rows of windows.
We're gonna yell out. From the ruins of good meat, we bring the latest. We bring the greatest. Don't you dare hide. We've got genocide. Ta-da!
Have you been working on this during the break?
It's
Oh, yeah.
time for
Out of
the
your
marketing budget.
I
Big
love
light
it.
show, big attraction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
god.
I'd give you inspiration, but I think literally everybody has inspiration right now.
That's true.
That
I
was
appreciate
fantastic.
The gesture.
Yeah, the goblin Blista is very excited and treats your whole wagon like a food truck now. Like swings open a door and looks around. Of course, it's just fucking
Right.
winter storm just blasting in. Nobody around.
Anyway, that's the plan that Edmond presents to the team.
Mm-hmm. You are fairly certain there is no way you're going to get this entire wagon up these stairs. These are very narrow, like it is like a trail path of winding, crossing stairs going up for, like you said, like I said, about 100 feet or more.
There's some entrance down here. I imagine they have carts and beasts of their own.
Right. Well,
Surely they'll let
maybe.
us in.
Yeah. Maybe we should look around because, I mean, we know these guys can go invisible, right? So it stands to reason that entryways and other things might also be invisible.
Ooh, they're looking at us right now. We're looking at them, but we can't see them.
Oh no, I hope not.
You telling me they're standing right there as he punches out into the air?
If anybody's here where my fists are punching.
No, actually, I was going to do something similar to that. So I was going to use
Punch in the air.
Well,
Spinning your hands.
not actually,
Bored.
not actually me, but my broom.
Oh.
Because my broom has this once per day. I can like make it into like one of the little like mops from Fantasia.
Yes.
Wait. Sorry, baby screaming. I gotta go in a second.
And it sounds like a baby.
And just have it because it says that it sprouts like arms and legs, I think, and have it like kind of run in front of us and like spin around in circles to see if it runs into anything.
It's just an invisible duergar detector just running around.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, she's like super screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, Celeste sets the little animated mop up, and it runs around, spinning around, and it's trudging through like snow at some point, so it kind of gets stuck and has to like hop out. It's either cute or pathetic, depending on how you think about it. But you guys spend some time searching this base of the structure, and you don't see any sign of activity down here, nor, I mean, it seems like it's just a fucking wall. The entire. What is he doing? Snooping.
Can I?
Spellix says like, "Oh, holy crap! Look at that! Look at the engineering prowess, the structural perfection. Who could have built such a thing?
Architecture, are you, dear boy?
Yes, indeed. It's a fortress."
Good, go find the door.
You can do illusion magics. Are you capable of detecting whether there is any illusionary forces on this sheer wall we face?
I think you'd be better at that than I would. I just recognize some great architecture. If I was having a very secure fortress, I'd be pretty hard to get in and out, and well guarded.
As it appears to be. And if you were to have a secret entrance into this fortress, where would it be?
Secret? I don't know. Probably back in the mountain somewhere.
That makes sense, yes. Can I... So, as we approach this, is it basically just a sheer stone wall with some stairs just going up the sheer stone? Like on the outside? Like imagine like the end of the Truman Show almost.
The stairs are kind of formed from like the mountain. It's basically built into the mountain.
Okay.
And the stairs are carved like on the side of the mountain next to the structure. And it seems to lead up into kind of a landing platform high above you.
It's been a while, but can you remind me or us why we came here?
Yeah, I probably could have done a more complicated previously on, because this is kind of the culmination of several points. But basically, the latest thing so to do a brief recap, you guys ended up going towards this duergar outpost, and you fought a bunch of duergar there. That was the guy that was making the spores. And had kidnapped people from the town, and had been making some zombies, had like an ogre zombie, talked to some goats. You guys actually captured the leader. Frey cut off his fingers, but he was able to escape. And the duergar spoke about how they are going to take over this whole land and basically take advantage of the fact that the sun no longer shines, because duergar normally reside in the Underdark. Like a lot of the Underdark creatures, they abhor the sun. They are weakened by the sun. But because there's no sun right now, suddenly it's fair fucking game, and there's this whole apparently duergar clan that has grand dreams. So that's what happened there, and then you found a note that his name was Dearth Sunblight. It was a note and he referenced his father, Zardarok Sunblight, and his brother, that was Nildar Sunblight, and he mentioned his brother, Dearth Sunblight, who was in East Haven, and had another base, but instead of having a big like fortified base near the town, it was just he was camped out in the actual town himself. And these duergar are all, they seem to be gathering Chardalyn as well, which, Edmond, has piqued your interest. You found a lot of raw Chardalyn from the duergar stuff. And when you guys went to East Haven, you caught them in the middle of tearing apart this Chardalyn statue in their town hall. And it was a big battle that actually released this crazy, like, magical hand thing out of the statue.
That thing hurt.
And you guys fought all that. And you ended up killing Dearth Sunblight, who was the person who was also the prince who was in charge of that group in East Haven. And you found a map from those duergar that included this location. So that
This
is why,
presumably where Daddy is, and this is presumably where they're like sending out people to
right?
invade
That's
the
what
10
you've
towns.
gathered, yeah. And so you've gone to the culmination of all these different events of seeing all these duergar gathering and everything, and now you've reached what presumably may be their base of operations.
So my question then is, if this blight, this curse for this
Sunblight, is it? Blight?
Yeah. If it's been going on for not,
Wait,
not,
I get it now.
yeah.
I've been calling him a sun lamp this whole time.
If it's been going on for like, less than a year, how the fuck do these guys build a giant ass fortress in the mountains?
Maybe it was already there, but invisible.
Maybe. How old does this fortress look?
Those are all good questions to have.
I have no answer.
Roll an architecture check.
Yeah, if only we had a dwarf for this.
Right.
Yeah, don't they specifically have like a thing that's
Yes.
like, you're good at recognizing dwarf shit?
Don't work. Yeah, it's
Yes.
like,
But yeah, those are all good points.
history maybe? I
Good.
don't know.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
We haven't learned anything.
Yeah, you could give me a history check.
Okay.
For funsies.
For fun. That was
Robin's
fun.
feeling very academic
That's right.
with his dirty 20.
He reads a lot.
You think that it would take a while to build such a structure. Nobody quite knows, how well and fast duergar could build something on the surface, because something like this is probably close to unheard of. So there's not a good precedence for this. You're not sure if like literally a huge amount of duergar got together and actually wanted to build something. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to impart information for you. You imagine it would take a lot of, which you do know, duergar are very pragmatic. They're very hardworking. It's almost the epitome of lawful neutral, lawful evil, where it's like they are, they don't wear colors. Like it's just, there's no creativity or anything there, but by God, they can build a fucking like a structure that performs what it needs to do, like, and tools and shit. So, and looking at this looks fucking like something that they would construct, which is just a fortress, just not designed at all for looks or grandeur or, any ornamentation or anything. It is just pure function. And this thing is big, very big, and it definitely has like you can almost see wisps of smoke coming out of those windows. And again, there's like flame coming in, and you can almost hear like machinery inside. You almost get the feeling like it's a factory.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, like the duergar grow to be like 15 feet tall, so building something huge wouldn't be too hard for them.
That's also a very good point.
Voltron.
And they can combine.
Oh no.
In gruesome ways.
There's a word for this architecture, like Russian Cold War is it brutalist? Is that brutalist architecture? Anyway.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
That does sound cool.
Brutalist.
Where everything's just gray squares.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
So I would imagine stealth is not an option because they are more invisible than us and would probably find us first.
More invisible.
So let's take that away.
One interesting thing that you do note is, even though this looks like a very fortified structure, this place is in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the only way you know about it is because you found it in a duergar encampment, and none of them survived.
So they don't know that anybody knows about them, essentially. They don't know that anyone else knows about the existence of this place.
Right. So you might imagine, security could be an issue, but they're also not exactly expecting visitors, I guess, is what you could probably surmise.
Oh, so the genocider truck. might be a little off-putting.
Luckily for you, it's you guys are 100 feet down. You're a ways away, and there's still like a constant little storm going.
It's like one of those like you play it out, but you're actually describing it to the team.
Sure.
So it didn't
Right.
actually happen.
I wanted to aggro every single unit inside. Better to fight them out here than in there.
I guess that takes away option 2 of mine, which was to release that egg creature we have and let it go ham inside.
That's not a terrible idea. I mean, they wouldn't. I mean, it was like a wild animal, right? Like, or wildish. They wouldn't necessarily attribute that with invaders.
That's true, but I will say I will again say there are literally small ass stairs that are
Oh,
specifically
yeah.
leading up. So I
Is
like
that
that
what you did, get it
idea,
up there?
but for this
Yeah.
particular location, that actually would be a deterrent for trying to move.
We look at this 300-pound egg. We look at the tiny
It's
stairs.
just-
Who wants to carry
Yeah,
it?
one Donkey Kong up on the top, and you guys are just fucked. Just one large duergar throwing barrels.
Great. We all jump at the same time.
No one's noticed our presence yet, so let's just
No.
start climbing the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Sure.
I don't know if we can throw some snow on the wagon.
Yeah,
So-
tell me what's the situation with your NPCs and the wagon and all that. Yeah.
Is there a place in the rocks or something where we can pass?
Oh yeah, there's a
the
parking
wagon?
garage right next door. There's just
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty
They've done
nice.
everything.
They'll fucking what is it called when they validate? They'll
Validate? Yeah.
validate.
Oh, okay.
Are you here as a friend or an enemy?
Different rates depending.
That's right.
An extra gold a day.
How many will you be killing in race? It's gonna
20?
cost us.
Oh, very good goal today, sir.
Ambitious.
Vicious.
You can look around and try to find an area that's at least out of direct line of sight.
Yeah.
So that
that's what I was-
and again with Thimbleweed's roll, you can probably suss out where the more common foot traffic is. And one thing you note is there wasn't any vehicle traffic that you can tell. It really was literally foot traffic around here.
Huh.
Even their footprints are invisible.
Right.
I mean, their vehicles. Tracks. Whatever.
I was with you.
Thank you. Yeah, and obviously Blista's wanting to stay in the wagon, kind of doing a little bit of thing about likes being with you guys, but is very much afraid of this whole situation.
All right. With Spellix, Valravin will actually talk to him. I'll say I'm afraid you again have two choices, my dear boy. You can either accompany us into this very dangerous dwarven fortress ahead of us, or you can stay here, which might be better for your health, but I'm fairly certain my minuscule friend here will wish to tie you to the roof again.
Is there any way I could not be tied to the roof?
Is there
Gaurav?
any way we can know you won't try to steal our damn cart?
I will not. I'm not going to survive out there on my own. But you guys will come back, yes? Not too long? Seems pretty dangerous out here.
Not terribly long. We don't intend to spend the night in there, if that's what you're asking.
All right, good. No long rests then.
No, not inside the dwarven fortress. No.
Thank goodness. All right.
Blista, dear, are you armed?
I have 2 arms.
God damn it.
Always with 2 arms.
Great.
One time it was one, but it grew back.
At this point, Varro just gonna have to resign himself to if the gnome wants to steal the wagon, the goblin's not gonna be.
I mean, you could give her some kind of instruction. She seems pliable, but
maybe just a little knife, just a
shiv, a shank.
shiv. Yeah. Watch that one, dear. Not that we don't trust him
But we have like
necessarily.
an oven or something, or fire pit or fireplace in the back of the cart,
Some
right?
kind of little travel stovetop, sure.
It's like attached into the cart though,
Yeah,
like nailed down.
sure. Yeah, that's probably the safest bet. It's a bit of an RV situation.
All right. Take one end of the rope, tie it to the leg of the fire pit thing, tie the other end of the rope to the little dude who's gonna try to steal our shit while we're gone.
All right, and then we can-
He's happy at least he
we
gets to
can
be inside the cart.
Yeah. And we can tell Blista that he's not to take the rope off his leg. It's to stay there while they're in the cart.
What about take a leg off him?
No, dear. In fact, why don't you occupy your time brewing more genocider while we're away?
Got to get those numbers up.
That's right. How was your productivity today, dear?
What is your quota? You count all of the bottles in there.
That's right.
Skimming off the top.
Okay.
Ooh, well, try to do better for tomorrow, or else no dinner for you.
That's right.
Hard knock life.
Don't drink
for
your
us.
supply. All right. You all set out to climb the stairs. And you climb them for about 100 feet before reaching that plateau, which is pretty tiring, but you can kind of go at your own pace, which comes at about the structure's midpoint. While climbing, you do note more recent dwarf-sized footprints along the snow. Once you reach that landing to the east, maybe about 50 or 60 feet, you spot what looks like the entrance. It's a 10-foot-high double door of featureless stone. And you also see a handful of duergar bundled in cold weather gear standing before the gate.
Oh boy. Handful being exactly how many?
About 4.
Okay. That's yeah.
You guys are far enough away and still behind them, and they don't seem to be paying any attention to what's behind them, so I'll leave it up to you guys.
How do we want to handle this?
We could take on
It's
the
coming
role.
to get you.
We could take on the role of those dead adventurers that we found the journal off of.
Which ones are those?
I don't know. I was hoping you would know.
I'm just saying stuff.
Remember?
You remember? Because we said that we got this from a journal or something, right? Was it the miner group?
No, it was more Dwerger that we got this map off of. That we got this location.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wow.
Hey, we just gotta sneak up on these suckers and knock them out.
Could do that.
Are you all going up there? Or do you want to have stealthy people go up? How do you want to do it? That'll tell me what kind of checks we're looking at.
If we're looking at like a surprise round where these guys are staying still, right? Like they're all like sitting around talking. Or...
At the moment, you're not even close enough to tell what they're doing. I'm just telling you
Okay.
they're up there at the door, but I'm giving
Okay.
you a chance to decide what to do.
Valravan would only stealth as far as like shooting distance, and he'll put one of the pacifier darts in his crossbow and get that ready.
Question.
Hmm?
Is there like a landing where the group can hide on? Or are we literally like on the stairs, and if we get any higher, we can see the duergar?
You guys have made it to the top of the stairs, where now you've kind of on a landing, and the landing stretches, maybe 100 feet or so. So you've gone, 20 or 30 feet, and you've seen ahead of you, even in the darkness, the doorway, and then there's a handful of duergar. And next to the door, you can see what looks like a just barely little window, again, more of an arrow slit, but you can see light coming from there.
Basically, these duergar are on their smoke break.
They look like, well, what you can tell, if you look at the tracks, you actually think they've just were ahead of you a little bit. Or maybe they took their time coming up or whatever, but they actually look like they're going, or maybe maybe they just came out and came back, but they look like they're going back inside.
I mean,
Okay.
do we just
Wait.
wait like 10 seconds and let them go inside?
How are they
Yeah.
dressed?
They're bundled up for outdoors.
Okay, so they're coming back from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we could just wait for him to go inside.
You can give me some perception checks if you want to try to hear what's going on.
Yeah,
You just want to wait it out.
it's not great.
Not great either.
Thimbleweed. Ooh, Frey. 22.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of you are really pressing your ears to the ground.
I learned from Thimbleweed.
What's the status on the languages between Dwarvish and Undercommon that everybody knows?
I know Undercommon.
Okay.
I know Halfling.
I know Dwarvish
Okay.
and Common.
Frey and Thimbleweed, you can hear them, but only Thimbleweed can actually understand what they're saying because they're speaking Dwarvish. But you hear the following exchange between what looks like... Well, here's what happens. You guys wait for a second. You know, maybe 30 seconds or something. And you see the doors open. Massive door. And you see the duergar start shuffling in. One of them kind of lingers back, though. And you see the other three go inside. One of them stays back, and you can see it kind of turns and seems to have a conversation through that little arrow slit at the entrance. And, again, Fran Thimbleweed, you can hear it, but only Thimbleweed can actually decipher what they're saying in Dwarvish. And you hear them say, you hear the one outside saying, "How is Zardarok?" And you hear a voice coming a little bit farther away, presumably from inside the building, says, "Worse than ever. He claimed Captain Norfun conspired against him, threw her in an interrogation chamber. The outpost has fallen. Prince Nildar has returned, speaking of powerful warriors from towns that infiltrate outpost. No word from Prince Dirth yet. When will Grandolpha make her move? She bide time, wait for opening. There are too few of us still. Mind your tongue inside." And with that, the fourth one...
They're just going to take each other out.
With that, the fourth one goes inside, and the doors close.
I'll relay what I heard back to the group.
How many of them
And
were
then
there?
say,
good.
question. In order to be invisible, do they have to be completely naked or just partially naked?
That's just my thing, dear.
Oh.
I'm afraid they can be fully clothed.
Technically a heresy.
All right.
Yeah.
How does one move about so constricted?
Anyway, it sounds like they're indeed ready to turn on each other, and someone's in interrogation.
Is this the top or is there more to go?
This is the top of the stairs.
I wonder if we could get these guys to talk to us. Maybe the I don't know if
We're just simple
duergar-
travelers.
I need a phone call. Our car broke down just right at the base of the mountain.
I can lead some out if we want to ambush them.
Well, I was thinking maybe if the other whatever Gramalkin, what was the other Gandalfa? I don't remember what the other name was.
Grandalfa.
Grandalfa. Okay. If the other one they're talking about is gonna like make the move and like usurp the king, maybe we can work with this one. Maybe not all the Duergar want to, attack 10 towns.
There's the transcript so you can see names and things.
You assume
Grandalfa.
too nicely of the duergar.
I do. Balrogin always wants to make a treaty or
Yeah.
diplomacy.
All the Duergar you've encountered have been hostile so far, but you haven't heard anything. So the names Nildar and Dirth both ring bells for you guys. Nildar was the one in the outpost who was doing the spores and whom Frey chopped his fingers off, but he escaped. Dirth was the one at East Haven who was trying to destroy that statue and steal a bunch of that shit and ended up you killed him. You specifically, the party killed him.
Watch this.
I love how when that starts.
And he disguises himself as Prince Dearth.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that the dead one or the fingerless one?
The dead one.
That's the dead one or the fingerless one. That's a great quote.
I will pretend to be Prince Dearth and lead a few of them out, and maybe we can push them down the stairs or something.
Push him down the
Right
stairs.
right down these stairs. Ah, sucker.
Or just off the edge. I mean, the duergar can't survive 100 feet fall, can they?
You're pretty close to. Can you survive 100 feet fall? Yeah, you're pretty. Like I said, this landing is pretty narrow. But yeah, you feel like you can transform yourself. What's funny is your character is specifically short, so going only a foot shorter probably does make you close to duergar size.
Yep.
But there's the only problem is there's no place to hide on these stairs, right?
Behind the doors. Like when the doors
Yeah.
open, I assume you just kind of stand off to the sides.
In terms of when you. So yeah, Chris has a good point. So when you approach, pretty much closer than you are now, the opening with that you can see where there's light coming through, and you presume there was a guard there, has full view of anybody approaching this narrow landing, and then the doors are like right next to that little window. So imagine this is the security system they've got, which is, as Ray pointed out, not a lot of place to hide here. At least once you start getting close enough to the doors.
Can I block that opening with my body? Like if I get close enough?
Like physically walk up to that.
Pretend like I'm
arrow-
talking to that person?
Yeah,
Or the guys behind me can
I would
run out?
probably allow that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if the arrangement's like that, I'll mention that plan. Like, all right, I will pretend to be the prince and talk to them and obscure their view of the outside, so that you guys can approach and hide. And maybe if they open the door to let me in, that's when we ambush them.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
All right, so it's just Edmond approaching, disguised as Dearth Sunblight.
We need a code word for when it's our time to approach.
I mean, I would just visualize like if you see the whole light
If
blocked
you
off.
see him blocking the okay.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to judge.
Come up with like a hand signal or something.
Hot Willy Billies.
Now, can you speak Dwarvish or Undercommon?
I can speak Undercommon,
Okay.
so I will use that language.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's execute the plan.
For funsies, I will put you on the map.
Does anyone else in the party speak Undercommon and will understand what he says?
Of course not.
Okay, we really need like a hand signal of some sort.
How about if he has a captive? He's not coming back empty-handed.
Oh,
I have detect thoughts.
Ooh.
oh.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Stay out of my
Real
head
fast.
between 5 and 7. That's Thimbleweed's time.
Throw it out there.
Okay. I have a trinket from the very beginning.
Messed up thoughts.
I have a ripped cloth sail with a symbol on it.
Okay.
Y'all recall someone used this as a sling at some point. I've got it
Oh,
back
right.
now.
I don't, but I believe you.
Someone broke her arm. I think it was Celeste, actually.
It was Celeste, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, when this cloth falls to the ground, that'll be your time to approach.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you want to do the prisoner thing, or are we still doing just Edmond?
I would say just the one, because I think it'd be too suspicious if like a foreigner were here.
You came all this way with a.
Yeah, the prince and a half orc.
Yeah.
Towering over him.
Yeah,
It's very Star Wars version.
What's
Without killing
what's the
hostage.
distance of your detect thoughts, Celeste?
Uh, 30 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
at 30 feet, you definitely think you would be spotted if you tried to, or you could try to sneak up, but it would be very challenging. Otherwise, you can wait until.
That's okay. It sounds like he has a system that keeps me.
Sounds
safe.
like it.
Sounds like it.
All right, Prince Dirth, take it away.
Hello, I'm Prince Dirth.
So yes, in
Mr. Sunblight, what's your first name? I don't know.
Mister to you.
All right, so he approaches the door. Sorry, I accidentally closed out of my mouth.
You were 30. I've grown old since I've been out. The
I've
world.
seen things you wouldn't believe. Age is a man.
He's gonna approach and in a panicked tone in Undercommon, he's gonna pound on the door and be like, "Hurry, open! We're in trouble."
All right, go ahead and can you move your token too? Can you? Because you can.
There is. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I got an aside real quick.
Sure.
Celeste and Thimbleweed, did you guys short rest when we short rested? Because your health
I don't
bars
have any
do
hit
not
dice
look like-
left.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
If only your bard took cure wounds.
I guess I didn't.
If you notice, I rolled a hit dice and our bardic thing.
Did I not roll anything? What happened? Was I here? No, it
16.
says I short rested.
Yeah, I thought everybody did that.
Consider using hit dice.
You did not follow the tips section.
Huh. Weird. I
You
don't
can
know.
go. You can go ahead and do that now. It was basically at the end of last
Oh.
session.
I'll roll
I'm
my
usually on the
just-
ball.
And there was a bardic or a song of rest.
There
was a
sure
song
is,
of
yep.
rest. Yeah.
1d8.
Oh, how long does your
Yep,
bardic inspirations last when you give them out?
10 minutes.
an hour?
Oh.
Oh, 10 minutes?
No, maybe I might be wrong. I might be forgetting.
Let's go with an hour.
10 minutes.
In
No, you were right.
hours.
10 minutes.
We'll compromise.
10 hours.
I'm gonna roll a d8. D8, right? D8. Okay.
Yeah.
6, 7, and
See,
8.
that's how you do as a
5.
player. You just say what you're
20.
doing, and you say it with confidence. I'm like,
20.
all right, fine.
21, right?
I'll allow it.
21. Oh god, math. Okay.
Sounds right. Yeah, 21, yes.
Thank you.
All right, Edmund, you are. So, did you walk up to the opening, or did you say you walked up to the door and started pounding on the door? Because what you see is the opening is kind of like at a right angle compared to the door.
Oh.
So you could either walk up to the guard at the opening, or turn and walk up to the door and ignore the guard.
Nope. The opening.
Okay.
The map made it look like they were right next to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. That's why I wanted to put you on there. So,
So
so
is the opening open or can he see me?
So when you walk up, it's a very tiny like slit of a window, just enough for like you don't even think like Frey or Thimbleweed could make it through. It's literally just enough for people to talk and probably fire like a crossbow through. You know,
Okay.
I mean, to where what's your name? Paul Robin could probably teleport because you can still see inside, and you can't really see until you're right up next to it, and then what you see is a duergar inside, and you see light coming from coal burning braziers. So that's kind of making this fiery torch-like light coming from inside. All right, so go ahead. You walk up.
Yeah, he says, "Speak. Who's behind there? It is I, the prince, and I've returned. Things aren't going as planned." And he he gets up real close to it.
Okay.
Prince
Hey,
Darth,
Prince.
you have returned to us.
Yes, the other men didn't make it back. Our plans were foiled.
That is most unfortunate to hear. Good to see you live. We were worried about you after what happened to your brother Nildar.
Happened to him.
Good at playing the.
I said that
He
they
never
were...
said his name.
Imposter.
um.
I said that a group of warriors from the towns, they came and infiltrated the outpost and destroyed everyone inside. He barely survived, missing a cut off parts of fingers.
Bits. Not at him, sorry, off to the side. Bits. Those bastards, it was the same group that foiled our plans as well. And look, so once he sussed out like how to best block the view, I tore one of this off of one of the adventurers, but I don't know what it means, and throws it to the ground.
Nice.
All right, so we see that, and we see he's blocking the view,
Yeah.
so we can kind of start sneaking our way up.
Yep. Seems to be blocking the area.
His brother returned to the fortress.
Are you asking him if he has?
Yes, Nildar has returned. He cannot hold weapon anymore, but he resumes the work with spores. He is below with the Myconid now.
I'd like to talk to him, if you could. Do you have anyone else with you? I managed to grab some Charterlin and drag it up here, but if I could get some help, for I am pretty wounded.
Of course, Prince. Right away.
Are there more behind you, or is it just you?
No, just me here, but of course, second checkpoint is fully staffed.
Okay. He kind of signaled off to the side. Like, one. Help me take this load of Charterlin and take it down. You know where it goes, right?
Of course, Zardrak will be upset about this. He grows. I don't want to talk bad about Zardrak, of course. Great, glorious leader. Your father.
Of course.
But yeah, roll an insight check, Edmond.
Oh, shoot. No, I accidentally closed my character sheet. Insight. Ooh.
I'll let the role playing do my rolls for me.
That's
Oh,
right. Wow.
shit.
Or just let the dice do it.
So, when he mentions what he was about to say, you think he was about to talk shit about Zardarok, and then he realized who he was talking to. So, you're actually thinking that he may not be the biggest fan of the Sunblights.
Wait, I'm a Sunblight.
You are. And he's still deferring to you as a prince and a leader, but you can tell by the way he's talking and nervous, and even whenever he mentions Zardarok, he kind of even winces. You don't know if he's embarrassed about Zardarok or openly hostile. Actually, with a nat 23, you're pretty sure he is not a fan.
Every time it says prince, he mutters for now.
Yeah, that's
Really weird.
Don't like your tone. Don't forget who you are talking to.
Of course. Apologies, Prince. All for Sunblight.
Don't think I haven't learned how to wield the power of Charterlin while searching for it. Would you like to feel the power of Charlemagne.
Oh, no.
All the wrong places.
Oh, please. Oh, your father has crafted much terror with Chardolin.
Now get out here. It is cold as balls out here. Okay? This conversation has dragged on long enough to make me, the current prince, wait.
he stumbles over, and you can see right nearby, and you hear the sound of a very heavy lever, crunk, and you see the doors slowly, dramatically swing open.
Now, is everyone? Oh, there's the door.
Yeah, there's the door.
Oh, okay.
So he is not near the door. He's in a different room from what you can just now see.
He's
Maybe
a
I'll slip
gatekeeper.
inside before he even knows that we were ever here.
What you see is inside you see a lowered portcullis. It looks like it could be raised, but it is lowered right now. And kind of a entryway that looks like a, widened hallway. And you see just beyond a similar kind of arrow slit about halfway into that entryway.
Okay, so we're gonna do this again.
Let me think.
Think quickly.
All right. Well, you're making me panic. So
This is when mistakes are made.
He stares the dwarf in the eyes. I'm panicking.
He
Mayonnaise!
He throws an alchemy jug in his pocket and some salt water worms.
What is happening?
Have you ever eaten mayonnaise with a spoon?
Just stare at him the whole time.
And
It's
he
cold
just,
as
like,
balls. Now for this mayonnaise. I'm sorry, I got distracted with mayonnaise. Go ahead.
It's a royal delicacy.
salt water forms in the jug, and he like sloshes it into this guy's eyes and says, "Don't speak poorly of me again in the future."
Pocket salt water.
I'm panicking.
What you doing with that jug of salt water, sir?
It doesn't matter. He's blinded temporarily with
He's
salt water.
temporarily blind.
Edmond walks in as this guy
Like a fucking boss. Just...
You blinded me. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker.
He drops a cigarette and somehow he explodes in fire.
Pocket salt water.
It's salt water, and then Edmond walks in. I guess I can see the portcullis now.
Yep, yeah, and it's lowered right now, so you can just walk right over it.
Right, but this opening, I see a slit of light.
Yes, and it's the exact same situation that you can tell. There seems to be light. So first of all, you see that the this entryway ends in another hallway ahead of you. Also, now that you're inside, you can definitely hear the sounds of machinery a lot louder, and the smell, that coppery metallic smell of a forge, definitely hits your nostrils. And there's even like hazy smoke everywhere, even in this entryway. But yes, you see about halfway, maybe a little further than halfway, up this entryway is a similar arrow slit situation.
Now, if a spell does not require concentration, I can have 2 of them active, right?
Correct.
Okay, I can't see anything. So,
And just buffs the shit out of himself for this whole scenario.
That's right.
All right, dark vision. Yeah, there's some area, and you, I think you all would know by now that duergar have all Underdark creatures have dark vision. But you did notice that were some rooms, like that guard post, did have light coming out. You think it almost is incidental because it's more about the heat than the light that they were trying to gain. Let me set you up with some dark vision.
he quickly looks around and sees that portcullis. And,
All right, that should be a little better.
yeah, it is. He signals to the other guys to come in, and he rushes over to this portcullis.
The rest of you, yeah, it's
Oh,
just see that guard.
Leapfrogging these.
Yeah, it's like so. Literally, the rest of you just see this guard like And my eyes.
So we gotta
I'm
make it before
sorry.
he gets the salt water.
Yeah,
on his eyes.
basically.
All right.
What is it? The same? Same sort of situation?
As you approach, yeah, you see another duergar just inside. This one is female.
All right, saltwater her. Next one.
Saltwater for
Hope you
you!
brought enough salt water for every duergar.
He just orders each worker to come up in a line so he can throw salt water in their eyes.
Nice and orderly, like.
Oh, I do have 12 gallons of salt water, so
All right, do the math. How many duergar can we get with 12 gallons of salt water?
basically I splash half a gallon on each one.
That's an SAT question right there.
But he approaches this opening and says, "It is I, the prince, who stands behind this open? Who stands behind this?"
You look inside and you see a female duergar on the other side, and just beyond you see a darker room, but with your dark vision you can see like a table and benches and numerous doors. It kind of looks like either like a dormitory or a barracks or something like that, but you see there's like a bunch of little doors lined up essentially and kind of a living area inside. But yes, just on the other side you do see a duergar, and she says, Prince Dirth,
Yes,
return to us.
I have. You need not know the details of my mission, but I have returned.
But there's and she does something the other guy didn't do. She makes some kind of movement that is like a fist over like the other side and like a bow. Like she's much more respectful and deferential to you. It is good to have you return to us, my prince.
I am glad to be back. My arm is wounded.
I am sorry to hear that. If you would retire to your room, we can attend to you.
I need to rally up the forces. I need to know how many good men and women we have.
Right here now on the command level.
DM has to count.
And children. Give me the child soldiers.
There are 9 of us standing by for a security detail. But nobody find us out here. It's a pretty boring detail.
What was that guy's name with the fingers missing?
Nildar, your brother.
Nildar. Have you heard of Nildar?
Yes, Nildar returned a few days ago. He is down in forage level, working with the myconid, getting more spores.
I must speak with him.
Yes,
Let
of
us
course.
take-
Your father will want to speak with you as well, of course. Also down in forage level.
I will speak to him in turn. I do not know if I can face him right now without gathering my thoughts and speaking with Nildar. He keeps gesturing to the others.
Yeah, so-
Well, you're
And
distracting.
vulnerable too, because now that I'm on the other side of the room, I see that it's just more hallways up here.
Yes.
So we should all just get past this slit. I
Yes.
guess.
So what you see, up ahead in the hallway, you see a long hallway extending to the east. To the immediate west is doors, and then the hallway continues to the east.
We don't want to go in there. That's where the guys that he's talking to is.
Yeah,
right?
that's what you believe.
Okay, it's all
Yeah, and then
north.
after a minute or so, the doors close.
And do not leave your post. Even though we are in the middle of nowhere and cannot be found, one can never be too sure.
Be very careful, my prince.
I will. And as the others pass, he will walk behind them.
Now, do any of you have any kind of light source?
I
Probably
don't.
should have asked you this before you approached, but
Yeah.
we'll probably say no. You imagine that would be pretty obvious.
Is the inside here not lit at all?
This hallway does not appear to be lit, but you do see light coming from the southern room. That's right in front of you, so you can actually see that effect on the dynamic lighting, can't you?
Yeah.
So the hallway extends to the east farther than you can see with your dark vision, but you see light coming from the south. From this room that's the first one to the south.
I'll go ahead and scope it out.
Okay. How long does disguise self last? Just BT dubs?
I think an hour.
Okay.
Look up again. Yeah, 1 hour.
Okay.
So if you could kindly give a ticker warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll start blinking.
flashing.
The
buffs weren't off.
buffs weren't out, yeah.
It's a really loud 5-minute warning for disguise self. Shut up.
It's good to set a timer.
It's inconvenient.
So yeah, the hallway continues to the east. To the direct south, Edmond, you can actually recognize, since you just spoke to him, the duergar who was the guard, and you hear the sounds of machinery now much more closer, and you can see braziers full of coals burning and giving off that light, and then arrow slits that face the open cliff. So there's a constant like cold just breeze coming in and out of this room, and you can see the guard is actually still dressed in cold weather gear despite being technically inside the building. But you can also hear the sound of like loud machinery to this room in the south. To the north, you see a set of closed double doors, and then the hallway continues to the east.
We kill him.
Go ahead. Just take him out. Can we get past him without him noticing that four of us are not?
Yeah,
Duergar?
he's pretty far enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pass him. He might not leave his station. So Edmund looks and sees that the other guy is he still like rubbing the salt out of his eyes?
He's probably recovering right at this moment, yeah.
So he like waves them as he stands here,
Okay.
just in case he needs to intervene.
Okay. Yeah, so the rest of you can either go down the hallway, or as I said, there's doors to your north.
Yeah, where are we going? East or north?
That is
North.
Let's go up to this door and listen.
Okay. Give me a perception check as this moment tenses up with Edmund Isdirth looking on, trying to cover.
I hear not but door.
You hear a lot of machinery. It's really distracting.
Oh.
It's getting. God damn. Emily, though, grew up in a factory. He doesn't give a shit, which is completely opposite of what his actual backstory is. Toured a factory as a lad at one point.
The oak tells me what's on the other side of the door.
Right.
You listen for air. I listen for wood.
And you
And what
hear
the wood hears.
absolutely nothing moving on the other side of that door.
Except the machinery.
You can tell there's no machinery with a 22. You can tell there's no machinery on the other side of that door.
There's
It's
up
just
to
general
22.
machinery.
It's kind of a general
duergar.
machinery sound from everywhere, yeah. In fact, with a 22, you're pretty sure that machinery sound is coming. Well, it's coming partially from the south, but mainly from below you.
Like from hidden speakers, it's being piped in like
Yeah.
at Disneyland.
Little known fact, some of we did, growing up, track machinery through the forest and mountains.
Did he?
They're a wily prey.
Yeah.
There are up to 22 duergar behind there, but no one is moving. That is
lady
dead
just told me there's
silent.
9 duergar here.
At the share, not the other. Yes, it is dead silent.
Are we racing against time?
There could be 0. There could be 40. Don't know.
Yeah. It's like quite a range. Is that what the wood tells you?
Anywhere between there.
I'll open the door.
All right, as you do, the door opens.
40
Yes.
burger.
There's no, it's not locked. This rectangular room has 2 sets of double doors, one to the north and the one you just opened to the south. A brazier of glowing hot coals stands in each corner, which means it's lit. And in the middle of the room is a low stone table, on top of which is drawn an illustration that looks something like a map. Now, at the moment, the dwarf to the south that Edmond can see is prepared to, stop. He's got his eyes fixed, and he's fixing to go, probably walk out and check on whoever just entered. So, if you guys want to jump in there, you can, or yeah, if you want to interact, Edmond.
Go to check on me, you mean?
Yeah, just because the doorway's open and he figures you'll be coming around the corner.
Well, if that's the case, I see him rustling.
Yeah.
Where's saltwater?
Or saltwater.
Yeah, let's all run into this room and close the door while
Sure.
Edmund deals with the guard.
Okay.
How did you like the salt in your eyes?
Is it a paper map or a leather map or a stone map? Or somewhere in between?
It is a stone map. It's like a miniature set.
Ooh.
And I'll get back to you in a second.
Does it have like little mine carts going around on the tracks?
What it has, first of all, you instantly recognize it's a map of the 10-town region. And it's pretty accurate. And you guys have been looking at that map, for a while. There's a groove in the table running through the towns, and also through that connects to the fortress. And in this groove, there's an iron rod jutting out of it. And on top of the iron rod is an impressive dragon figurine that appears to be carved out of that black ice material that you all know as Chardolin. And you see a lever is connected to the table.
Ray will pull the lever.
You pull the lever, and you can...
One of the towns disappeared.
It activates... Yeah. You hear a rocket going off. And this little dragon figurine is at the fortress location, and it you hear some gears grinding, and it just kind of goes along this path. And you can see it going through each town methodically.
It's a toy, you guys. It's a toy.
In kind of a counterclockwise motion, and it goes through each single 10 town, and then it follows this grooved path, makes its way back to the fortress and stops, and the gears stop.
Do it again, and she'll pull the lever again.
Yep, and it does the same thing.
It's a toy.
It's like somebody's model train set is what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have there been any dragon sightings or attacks on the town from dragons?
They mentioned one. The very first worker we captured or talked to, I think, mentioned them either having a dragon or allying with a dragon.
They said specifically the quote was like, "Your death lies on dragon's wings," or something like that. They definitely teased something. So the path that you see, I do a visual, with the map and the grooves, ends up looking like this. And so you can picture this map on a table, and there's like a groove track that goes through all the towns and Sunblight. And there's a little dragon figurine that just kind of follows this little track like a little toy. And it takes this exact path.
Every time it stops, Frey pulls the lever and makes it start again.
Do you think every time you pull that lever, there's an actual dragon that goes along, destroying the towns?
We're just destroying.
You don't know. You're just here.
Over and over.
I hope so.
Like 90-second intervals. It's just a dragon every minute and a half.
We just hear screaming, but we're not real sure where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the duergar, approaches Edmond as Dearth. Says, "Prince, I'm sorry."
Now return to your post.
Roll a intimidation check with advantage. Doesn't seem very intimidating.
Nope.
I will roll this out in the open and we'll see.
Wow.
However, it is just intimidating enough. Your 9 beats my 9. And he looks like he's about to say something and then kind of swallows whatever he's about to say and does kind of slowly.
His little jug of salt water comes out again.
You pull it out like somebody would pull a gun out. You just pull this huge, hilarious jug and just nod menacingly. The other
Anytime you're ready.
yeah, there's more where that came from.
I'm brandishing that jug of salt water, sir.
Please put that away. Edmond, also in this room, you see a floor-to-ceiling iron cage that has chains all around it. And since, maybe this lasted more than about a minute, you see this elevator, really, made out of, like, iron, coming from the top and then rests right there at at this location. And then after you sit here, and you have a conversation, after another minute, and the chains never stop, it descends. And then it just becomes kind of an open shaft with a cage around it.
Is Nilfer down there? As he points at the elevator thingy.
You think the duergar might misunderstand you for a second, because he turns and says,
Captain is office, of course, right there.
Points to the doors.
But, yes, she was taken below to interrogation chamber. Your father, great, warlord Zardarok.
He kind of takes a step back and looks at you nervously.
Believed out of his mighty, never crazy wisdom that she was conspiring against him.
Sorry, do you know who she is?
That name does not ring a bell.
Okay. And what do you think?
He pales.
I think one can never be too careful.
Good answer.
He wets himself.
Edmond's just gonna choose to be this dwarf prince forever.
Yeah,
after the
he's really gonna get a head on him about this is Thimbleweed joining the bees. It's now Edmond joining the duergar. I'm a prince. I got it made over here.
Soon he'll blend in and no one will recognize him.
Right.
Don't forget who's who. Anyway, Edmund says, "I will see to my father later. The adventurers have such a sour taste in my mouth that I cannot face him right now."
Of course.
Brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing, Prince Dirt. If I may.
Speak.
Your father invited the head of a clan Mutzgart, Randolpha, to the fortress. He hopes to make her his wife and join the clans.
What? Why did he not speak of this to me? Does he look to replace my mother so soon?
And at this, he looks at you very strangely. Says,
He has been wooing her for some time, of course. But
No amount of time.
her
can
mother,
make up for it.
bless her soul, has been dead for some time, of course.
No amount of time is enough time for healing.
you say it very tough.
Very nice.
She is in the private dining hall.
Thank you for the information. I will reconsider your actions towards me earlier.
Oh God, don't salt me.
Thank you, my prince.
Alright, he will walk away from him.
Yep. So yeah, the rest of you see this very curious map.
It's not a map, it's a toy.
It's a toy. Yeah, you're still
After like the
Three
fifth or
quarters-
sixth
three
time, she
quarters
does
of the
get
machine.
bored with it.
Yeah, it seems very well crafted. It goes along its track and it doesn't squeak or anything. It's all very well put
So-
together.
After she starts to get bored with it, she starts to jack with the little dragon figurine that's on top of it, trying
Yeah.
to break it off.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Like to bend the metal, trying to get it off.
Sure.
I think I get advantage on strength checks.
Are you gonna rage? Break it off?
No, I think it's one of my my stout things. Yeah, squat nimble. All right, whatever. We'll just do regular. Strength. That'll do it.
God, y'all are just
Ah,
nailing some of
wow.
these skill checks. There's multiple crits. Yeah, you break it off. And
I crush it with tiny fingers.
you break. Okay.
No, I didn't actually crush it. I'm just...
it looks like it might be worth some money, but you could probably. You break it off fairly to where it comes off right at the like rod part, and in your hand is a very well designed like miniature of a like a dragon made of that black ice shardolin material.
Alright.
And you can put like I don't know, dragon shardolin figurine in your inventory. Looks like it'd be worth some money.
Hey, Pooh came out of hiding.
I knew he was inside somewhere. Other than that, there is another door to your north. Edmond, you can choose to join them or split the party. You wouldn't want to split the party.
All right, only because I keep seeing this health bar and it's tripping me out. Oh wait, it didn't actually work. Why didn't it?
Shut up,
All
cat.
right, I was trying to cast a spell. It didn't work.
No spell for you.
No. There we go. Thimbleweed, I'm gonna heal you for 11.
Hey.
We're sneaking around in a fortress full of dwarves, and I keep looking at your health bar, going like, "Oh Jesus Christ!"
Oh, we do have that
Roll11.
that greater healing potion.
That's true. Yeah.
Thanks. I have 2 healing potions.
He'll
be-
die with them.
3 healing potions. Yeah. I'll be able to do something.
Yeah.
Alright, does that make you feel a little bit better?
It does. At least it's at least halfway now. I feel a little better. All right, let's listen to this other door here.
Yep.
Even though I haven't done very well at this so far. No, or 21.
Yep. Same thing. You hear absolutely nothing on the other side, and you're pretty sure there's no machinery on that side either.
Louis, would you like to confer with the wood before I continue?
Always confer.
I see.
The wood whispers its secrets to you.
Oh.
More power.
I opened the door.
Says I'm making double doors. All right. Braziers heaped with glowing hot coals heat this
Long
chamber,
rest.
which contains a large stone bed covered with soot-stained furs. In a shallow niche above the bed is a bas-relief of a giant scowling duergar clenching its teeth. At the foot of the bed is a flat-topped iron trunk sealed with a bulky padlock. A stone door is set into the western wall.
A bulky padlock, you say?
Oh,
So,
we're breaking that shit
bulky.
open.
Has Edmond joined us thus far?
That's up to him.
I'm
Okay.
still staying outside.
Okay.
Is the door open or closed?
They
We
closed it.
closed it.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I'll join.
Yeah, you don't see any activity in the hallway for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll sneak in and open and close the door.
You're
Okay.
the only one that knows how to pick locks, I think.
Teleport you inside. Sorry.
If you could put me on the other side.
Yep. So
Thank
here,
you.
this is the table with the map that I described earlier with the figurine, which Frey has now broken off and acquired. And then this is the bedroom they have just found. Looks like a very nice bedroom.
Edmund, like, what are you guys doing?
Exploring, I believe.
What'd you
Wanna
say?
show what we're gonna exploring.
Oh, explain.
Let's have an orgy in this bedroom.
Ray's already got her axe and is trying to like break open the chest.
Just hacking the chest itself.
No, she's kind of like using it like the fulcrum thing. So she puts like the pointy piece of the axe in between the locking mechanism and just like pulling backwards until it breaks. Either the lock will break or the chest will break. Something's gonna break.
Yeah, give me another strength check.
Watch, I'm gonna fail this one. I didn't fail.
That's pretty good. You do feel things crunching. You also feel like you could do it this way, but it might damage some of the contents inside. You're not sure what's inside there.
Edmond is capable of picking a lock. Perhaps you should try picking a lock.
You want me to pick it?
That's
Please.
Okay.
Very disheartened.
Yeah.
You were
She's
going
giving
there.
him one shot, and then if he fails, it's gonna go.
It seems like I use my thieves' tools, and what is that? Dexterity?
Yes.
Well.
Fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It looks like a pretty heavy-duty, complex
These nubbly fingers of mine.
padlock. Yeah, it's hard because you're in duergar form.
If you want to try it again, Valravn will speak of your nimble fingers, even in dwarf form. He'll write a prose about how slender and graceful you are.
One check per person is what I'm going to put down on for
Oh, okay.
this kind of situation.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think and the rest of us can pick a lock, so I think that's it for that.
But you do have inspiration. If you want to use that.
You really want to know what's inside? All right, fine. Let's use it.
That chest is opening
the
one
case,
way or
can
another.
I give him a bardic die as part of his inspiration?
Yes, you can
Okay.
do that. I will allow it.
Okay, inspiration used.
Oh my god.
What's your bardic die?
Yeah, it's a D8. He's not gonna help you, my friend.
It might. Nope.
Nope. Oh man, it's
one
really hard
better.
to pick a lock in
Yep, these nubbly fingers.
the duergar form. Yeah.
All right, back to what I was doing.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I have anything that can open a chest, but not really.
Instead of using the axe, I'd like to put my hand on my boot, and as it comes up, I have my little Chardolin dagger that I've been hiding in my boot for a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to stick that into the lock and just start going up and down, trying to like break the locking mechanism.
Stab it to death.
Basically.
Okay. You can give me I would rule this as a dexterity check with disadvantage because you're using just a dagger and you don't know what you're doing. But Valravn could use bardic inspiration for this if he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, he will. Once again, it'll be the exact same prose as before about her slender fingers manipulating the lock.
Yeah.
Alright, so what am I rolling here?
A disadvantaged dexterity check.
Okay. I'm not as good at with dexterity as I am with strength, so. Oh.
Yeah.
I do
Finally,
have,
the comeuppance.
I'll use my inspiration. Why not?
Who would have
my
thunk
God.
this fucking chest
One
would be
goddamn chest.
the barrier of entry?
As it
My
does
God.
that, she's done. She swings the axe.
For those of you listening on a podcast in the future, by the way, Edmond rolled an 8, then a 6, and Frey rolled a 5 and then a 4. It's been a garden of fails.
Yeah. So now that that hasn't worked, she thought she was being clever. with an intelligence of a -1. She's over it, and so she swings the axe, aiming for the lock, not really the box, trying to
Okay.
do the break the lock off.
Sure.
Mostly trying to aim for the lock, but at this point she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
That box is opening one way or another.
Yeah, give me an attack roll, see how accurately you can try to hit the padlock.
Pretty damn good.
Think so,
And
but
if
it's
you
it's a
need-
pretty tough
if you need better, you still got the bardic inspiration. Well, actually, did bardic inspiration work for attack rolls? I don't remember.
I don't think
so.
you're. Or yeah, yours. Well, it might depend on what kind of. I think we've talked about that. I think with your kind of bard, it's
Roll your
Ability check
bardic
attack.
inspiration.
Ability
roll.
check attack roll or
save.
saving
Okay,
throw.
yeah, so you could use
Yeah.
it.
Alright, what is it? A D8?
D8, yes.
Yeah, how many inspirations have we burned on this? And bardic inspirations and
25.
regular inspirations.
Yeah.
All right, with a 25, you are able to nail that fucking lock open, and it just busts and breaks and gives off a ringing sound, but there's nobody around you. And that padlock finally falls apart.
She kicks open the box triumphantly.
Yeah, and I was going to damage some of these goods, but you guys spent so much shit on this that I'm just going to give it to you at this point.
And we spent a lot of stuff on her specifically targeting the lock, so I feel
Yeah.
like that's the...
I will
I
say,
tried.
We did our
as a
best.
funny aside, there was still a door in this room as well, but inside this iron trunk, you
Another
find
dragon figurine?
a
Have two more?
wealth of... In fact, I am just going to fucking copy and paste this because it's bananas.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you surmise this might be Zardarok's bedroom because inside you find a fucking treasure trove of objects. You find a pair of dwarven sandals carved out of obsidian. Look like they're worth a lot of money. Here's a question: if I've been hiding I haven't been telling you the monetary value of things. That's always a fun thing to discover later. So I'm gonna actually hide that information from you, so you guys can divvy this stuff up, and then it will be hilarious when you try to go to sell this stuff. There we go. All right. Contains a pair of dwarven sandals carved out of obsidian, comma, a quilted smoking jacket sized for a dwarf and sewn with 50 gemstones, a malachite beard comb set with 7 red garnets, and a hookah made of platinum and star sapphire. This is a fucking...
Ooh.
Yeah. And I have copy and pasted exactly.
I want to see Thimbleweed wear the quilted smoking jacket.
That doesn't sound like...
All of this stuff is just sparkling with jewels and finery and looks very, very expensive. I guess is that 4 objects, I think.
Mm-hmm. Dwarven sandals, quilted jacket, comb, and a hookah.
Yep. There is also a 5th object. It is a rolled up leather scroll with a sequence of numbers written in Dwarvish.
We'll throw that to Valravn, and the rest of us will take the other things. That seems like a Valravn thing.
You'll like this puzzle. Here's a puzzle while they're all like that montage of them with all this treasures.
The crowns on.
Yeah, like rings glittering. Like, here's a fucking Sudoku puzzle for you.
Number, yes.
It's a leather scroll with the following sequence of numbers written on it in Dwarvish.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Dwarven number scroll. And right off the bat, these numbers don't mean anything to us right now, right?
There's no context written on this scroll whatsoever, and you haven't obviously seen anything
Yeah.
that would accept any kind of numbers.
All right. This will come in handy later, I'm sure of it. There's also another door in this room. Can we
Yes.
check this door out?
Yep. You can
It's only a single though. You're on
Only
your
a
own.
single.
open the wood won't speak to you. You hear what sounds like a very tiny room on the other side.
You hear muffled screaming.
There's no I didn't put anything in this room. It's literally like a 1 square room, but inside, I'll just describe it to you. It's basically a closet, but it has been converted into a little shrine, and it has a statue that's about maybe half the size of a duergar, of a female duergar. She's got no facial features, but it's still like, a duergar shaped, and it's a spiked crown atop her head. And stacked on shelves around the little statue are the skulls that they look like alien skulls almost. And there's like holes around their mouths. And you can
Sure,
give
that can't be anything bad.
Yeah. See what
Like,
you
sounds
can...
important, but like we don't know what it is either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you can roll to figure out. I know religion for the statue. Let's see.
Not particularly religious.
Not particularly religious. When in Rome. Arcana or nature check to identify the skulls.
Shoot. Okay. Well, I'll try the religion check, but or I'll just remember it.
Where was this roll with the fucking trunk?
Yeah, exactly.
You identify the duergar religious figure of Deep Dwera.
That a goddess of theirs?
Yes. And helped like bring them out of freedom when they were enslaved by the mind flayers.
Oh, okay. So is she like a real person, like a historical figure, or like just an actual like goddess? Well, I guess it's D&D. They're one and the same.
Yeah, it gets a little, Also, with that high of a check with you inspecting the statue, you find a little indentation kind of at the statue's feet is a key. Looks like it would fit a big padlock in a trunk.
Hooray!
Yep.
Hooray! You're worth 2 bardic inspirations, little kid, and 2 regular inspirations. Okay, great. Would someone who is more nature attuned like to come in and look at these skulls?
Yes. Nature.
I know about nature.
Skulls.
That's
I'll take a
right.
look. I love skulls.
With a 15, you've never seen this creature, but you might have seen it in a book. And with the skull, the holes around the mouth region definitely is what reminds you of tentacles. And you can put the duergar's history together to feel like these are skulls of mind flayers.
These seem to be elves.
They are certainly not, my dear boy. I do not have holes around my mouth region.
Are you sure they don't just appear at night or something? I've heard stories about your kind.
Appear at night.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Well,
That's why he's
they
got
might
the
be
beard,
mind flayers.
hides the face holes.
Right there. Hides the face holes.
Yeah.
Alright, so based on what we know about Duergar, the idea then is that, like, because the Mind Flayers used to be slavers of the Duergar. So he's, like, offering dead Mind Flayers to his goddess kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You also note that mind flayers are pretty powerful, and to see these many skulls lined up together is quite intimidating.
Alright. Is a Mind Flayer skull useful or valuable in some way?
Maybe for xenobiology research, but you don't. They don't look like they're interesting in any way.
All right.
They look badass.
They do, yeah, I'm sure they. Mounted on the grill of our wagon.
Yeah.
Put them on each of the antlers of the deer.
Yeah, let's take the antlers out.
That'd be pretty badass.
The deer are now like no longer aerodynamic. They're like leaning from the weight of the skulls.
They're uncomfortable all the time, but it looks cool.
It does look cool.
I really don't want to go into that room. It feels like a death room.
I got it. I mean, you said we can't even go in there.
No,
right?
no,
It's
yeah, I
not
didn't
even
bother opening it. It's just an empty square. Like it's a closet.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still creepy because you open it, and you expect a closet of like clothes, and it's like a little shrine with like skulls all around it. So it's pretty creepy looking.
Yeah.
You definitely
I'll take
feel
a
this
couple-
vibe
I'll take
of
a couple
like
skulls.
you feel this like vibe of like unsettling energy coming off of the statue itself too.
Oh.
Like just
Don't
staring
steal
at it
anything
kind of
from
makes
the
you a little.
statue.
Sorry.
Don't steal anything from the statue.
Yeah,
please.
you actually feel a little like either not queasy or just like a little bit uneasy around the statue.
Okay. Maybe I won't take the skull then.
Yeah, the skulls don't
Oh,
give
yeah,
that off,
skulls.
but the skulls are just
They belong.
creepy looking. But the statue definitely seems you get an uneasy feeling from it.
Okay. All right.
And-
Well, I think we've looted the bedroom.
Yeah,
Let's-
that appears to be everything that's in here.
We got all the skulls we came for.
Time to go. Skull quest complete.
As you guys move to leave, you finally hear a whirring sound as the trunk like slams shut, and you feel like you might not have somehow triggered it because of the unique way that you opened this axe, but in some delayed way, you see the giant stone face above the bedroom. In its open mouth, just belches a cloud of poisonous gas
Oh no.
that just
Everybody out.
fills this room.
Yeah, time to go.
Yeah. I need everybody to give me a con saving throw, but then yeah, you guys can get the fuck out.
Great.
What belched the gas?
There's a big head of a duergar as like a headboard. Like an open mouth snarling.
I will attempt to use my inspiration on this roll.
This is the
Is
inspiration
this
room, baby.
poison? Is this a poison cloud?
This is a poison cloud.
Sweet. I have advantage on saving throws against poison.
Oh my god.
Ah.
I rolled a
Boy,
three.
inspiration has not served anybody well this session.
No, no, it is not.
All right, this is Celeste.
But you rolled better.
She did not have advantage, but that 22.
22 still. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Edmond rolled a 20, so you succeeded. While Robin, even with inspiration, you failed. Thimbleweed, you succeeded. Frey with advantage, you succeeded. You said,
Yep.
and Celeste succeeded. So actually, that was
Only for me.
only poor you. All right, so those of you that succeed take half. Oh my god.
God damn it.
Thanks for the healing spell.
Those of you that succeed take half that damage.
And I take half of that because I have
Oh.
resistance against poison damage.
Do you really?
Yeah, stout resilience, man.
Okay.
I'm- Stout as hell.
Well, Valravn is not stout as hell and takes the full brunt of the poison as
29?
he breathes that shit in. That's all.
Holy shit.
Yikes. I rolled really good on that fucking roll.
It's all my points.
Good job.
All but 5 of
you.
the points. Man.
And it looks like it's not dissipating anytime soon, but you guys already said, like, and you kind of, I told the story about you guys were already kind of heading out, so you
Yeah.
immediately, like, fucking rush the hell out of there. And you can
Robin's
shut.
coughing
like-
up blood.
Yeah.
He is
You like tripped on the box.
Just yeah. It's that Always Sunny in Philadelphia scene with the eggs. He's just vomiting fountains of blood
Oh,
onto the ground.
God. All over the nice table.
Ah!
Yeah. You just
We're doing
not
so
look
good, not
good.
leaving any trace.
Yeah. They got your DNA now. You're leaving
Gonna-
DNA everywhere.
Duergar, CSI.
That's right.
Room is covered in blood.
Elf blood.
All right, well, this is not a fun use of it, but here goes the greater healing potion, because Falrafen is spewing blood
Just
everywhere.
immediately starts drinking the potions. I need this.
Should be 44 plus 4.
Is that what it is? Okay. All right, there's half of that, almost half of that back.
That just gets him back to slightly less panicking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, the door shuts behind you, and you guys are back in the table room. Leave no stone unturned.
Table. I'm glad you grabbed your dragon statue before I did this. 'cause
Yeah.
it would have been just covered in
It got pretty gross.
Valraven.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's yes, Jay. That poor king's bed is ruined. All right, well, we gotta leave now, right?
Just everywhere we go.
Yeah, you guys are free
Exactly.
to exit the premises. I can have, Edmond can pop out and look in the hallway, and there's nobody in the hallway currently.
Okay.
So I moved you
Signal,
all to
go
the,
this way.
back to the main. This is the main hallway.
I'll take the lead.
Okay.
You will boldly step out to this. What is here?
Okay, so from
Right.
here, you can see doors to your north. You can see the hallway extends to a crossroads that has 3 different branches off of it to the east. And then to
Okay.
the south, there's a, I think that's supposed to be a lowered, no, it's a raised portcullis. Okay, so there's a raised portcullis, which is why the lighting looks weird. But you see a lever right in that hallway. And then beyond it, you just see an open shaft that extends into darkness. And it's a pretty good sized shaft.
See a
Oh,
lever.
y'all know we gotta drop somebody in there.
I'm sorry. It is,
Let's go get that duergar and drop him in there.
I think it's 20 feet by 20 feet, maybe 20 by 25. Pretty good sized shaft.
How many people can you fit in that shaft? Wait,
Had a good amount of people fit in that shaft.
I'm just gonna listen to the door at the north.
Okay. Field perception. Even the 13, you can hear sounds from the other side. You hear muffled voices and the sounds of what you think are like plates and like plates hitting tables and silverware, like clinking against glasses and cups.
How many voices?
You to 13. Slow down there, boss. But I appreciate the moxie on that. I need the exact echolocation here.
All right. Edmund will signal the halt, and he's just gonna push open the doors with
Look at
chest
you.
puffed out.
All right.
I am the prince after all.
You certainly are, boss.
About to suggest we could just like lock it closed from the outside so they can't get out, but
3 braziers
Yeah.
heaped. Sorry. 3 braziers heaped with glowing hot coals illuminate and heat this long hall. Seated in a chair at a long table is a haggard old duergar with long black hair streaked with ribbons of white and fingernails like shards of iron. She is devouring a hearty buffet of cooked meats, mushrooms, and strange underdark fare. Lurking next to her is a small mechanical dragon made of a shiny black substance. Hunched over a hot stove on the west side of the room are 3 duergar cooks. And they appear to be serving her. And she looks up at you. Sorry, I'm looking for a picture that I've got. Of this person. Right here. And she looks up and says, "Oh, Darth, see you've returned." And she's like talking to like mouthfuls of food.
Yeah.
What's news of 10 towns?
How's she dressed? She's dressed pretty fancily.
Yeah.
He's gonna risk it. He's gonna do that hand signal to her.
What's the
The
deference?
Sure.
Okay. You do that, and she just kind of snorts, and it says,
No need for that. No need for that here.
I only mean to show my respect.
Well, that's a first. You must have learned some manners out there, yes?
Let's just say I have learned some humility.
Well, hopefully not too much. Don't want you to lose that duergar fighting spirit, eh?
I come back from 10 towns with troubling news. But the adventures, the same ones that took off brother's fingers, have foiled me my attempt to gather lots of Charlatan. I come to speak to my brother.
Oh, yes. He's down below, still playing with these mushrooms.
Playing with his mushrooms, okay. Well, it looked like you got quite a bit more to eat. You stay in here. I will go find him.
Oh, yes. They're having a nice meal here if you would like to join us. There's the rest of your crew.
As I said, we were foiled by some adventurers, and they did not make it out.
Only you survived.
Yes, at the expense of my crew, I may have stepped over them to escape.
Expendable, yes.
Yeah, expendable. And he looks at the 3 other guys.
Yeah, they kind of glare.
Yes, well, tell me, Darth, since you have learned much out there, what do you think of your father?
And she looks at you very pointedly, like she sets down her like haunch of meat and kind of stares at you carefully.
I feel this is not the right time to answer your question. I must find my brother. I just came by to eat to regain some sustenance, but we don't have any time to spare. I fear the adventurers have found a way here. I don't know how. Perhaps betrayal amongst our own. And he looked at the other 3.
He says, indeed. That would be most distressing, would it not?
It would. I understand we're at a time where we do not know who we can trust. But I know
But you trust your father to lead us to glory, yes? Lead your clan.
I would hope so, but I am curious what information he finds from the prisoner.
Oh, yes. The captain. He was all fire and brimstone. He sees everyone as enemy now. You know he sent you and your brother away. You know why he did that.
Why?
He believes that you or your brother are going to kill him and take his place. He wanted you far away from him. Now, your brother returns, now you is going to be more on edge than ever.
Well, it might be time for some new blood to rule. Look at our numbers. Where is the strength that we once were?
Outside the hallway, Frey's like, he's got a point. I mean,
Yeah.
Why do we hide here when all those people? I've been to Ten Town. I've seen how happy and oh shoot, what word am I looking for? Worry free those people are. Why are we not down there, taking all the plunders, living where we want, doing what we want? Instead, we are holed up here, hidden away. This darkness is our time.
Edmond is like the cop, the undercover cop movie. He's the one who's so deep undercover that he's forgotten he's undercover.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are getting worried back there as you're hearing him talk.
He sounds really convinced of this.
Mm-hmm.
The light
Frey's
will
not worried. She's like, no, this sounds great. No, I'm good. That means I get to kill somebody. Yeah, I'm down.
The light is gone. We should not be hiding like we used to. Yet what is Father doing for our people right now?
You know what his grand plan is. He is almost finished with it. His great construct supposedly will lay waste to 10 towns. Our forces, our sleeper cells throughout the towns will rise up and slay any resistance. And then with 10 towns gone, supposedly Sunblight clan takes over the region. Now I ask you, where does it end? You think surfacers are going to stand aside, let us rule here?
No, that is why we must squash them out. I will talk to my father after I talk to my brother. We may allow him to show his plans a little longer, but he has not been out there recently like brother and I have. He does not know what the people down there are doing to try and regain their sunlight. He is down there somewhere, questioning the captain. But where does questioning get anyone? Tell me, how far along is his plan? And is there any way that it can be stopped? We must cover up any holes in his plan that could lead to failure.
As far as I know, it is almost done. He is practically desperate with wanting me and mine to join his forces. Promised me exclusivity to the surfacers' mead hall. They have whole town apparently, so that I can run my Mutzgart ale. Exclusive rights. Ha! People of the dark. How do we know how long this sun will be down?
She kind of sniffs, and she's openly like being seditious, basically, to Zardarok, even in front of you.
It all seems like overreach to me.
And she like absently pets this very impressive. It kind of looks like I guess you didn't see it, but the figurine that Frey broke off of the table, except like a dog-sized and like animated. She kind of pets it absently.
But I guess his plans will reach fruition very soon, I think.
He promised you some mead center, has he?
That's what he says.
Join me then. I have a proposition to make. You are not my type.
She leans
What?
forward.
I have been to 10 towns. I have heard things. And what I hear may affect this little agreement between you and my father. But let's just say
There is no firm agreement right now. He hopes to have agreement.
will there be nothing when I tell you that the mead is no more.
What do you mean?
The adventurers destroyed that place. The same adventurers who foiled my plans.
That is most disheartening.
It is. But join me, and I have a plan to go after their genocide. That is the new mead in Tenstown.
Is all this just a play to you to sell your fucking brand name beer?
Always be branding.
Oh my goodness.
Always.
Talks you for like 10 minutes, and at the end.
Now, can I interest you in genocide?
I happen to have a sample with me right now.
If you go to our website, you can get 20%
That's
off.
right. Emotions and you all wheeling a projector.
Free shipping on orders over $75.
This is my marketing team.
Don't worry about how they look. They are very good at their jobs. But anyway. Well, he admits to her that the meat town is gone.
Yeah.
So his proposition is to join. Since my father can no longer offer you the mead, but I can offer you more from my position.
She says, roll a deception check for me.
Deception, I'm telling all truth. All true.
Everything about what you're doing is a lie. I'll give you advantage though.
Everything about you is a lie. Ooh. Or a
That's-
natural 20.
I have a -1.
That's funny.
Me too.
I'm gonna roll this in secret, but most likely you've got it, but that way I can role play it. She kind of leans back and steeples her fingers. Says,
Have given me much to think about. Earth Sunblight. Certainly a changed dwarf. I fear being on the surface too long will change us. But I will tell you. Think Zardrock is dangerous, and the Shardalin is affecting his mind. He is growing more paranoid and turning against his own every day. There are those here who are loyal to me.
At the end of her sentence. Sorry.
basically, yeah, she's kind of seeing where you're going with this as she reveals this information.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Keep your people close. I will gather more information. And let's say you've gained a little bit more of my trust today.
She nods carefully. Need some help? And she kind of looks at you curiously. Do you need some help back to your quarters, Darth?
I can manage. May I? And he wants to pet the pet dragon.
Who wouldn't?
Says, of course, a gift from your father.
That's it.
Yep.
And then
It responds to you quite well, and you tell it is made out of Shardalin. And looks very finely crafted and is from all intents and purposes, a living construct dragon that's just like the size of a dog.
Edmond inside wants it really badly.
What this fucking Shardalin dragon dog?
The living, breathing Charlatan dragon dog. But anyway, he will step out
Okay.
and close the doors.
Yeah.
The door's been open, so these guys heard everything. Oh shoot, we've been talking in Undercommon, haven't we?
Yeah, it would have been pretty suspicious for you to talk in Common. I'm not actually even sure
You
they
guys don't know what I'm
can.
talking about.
Does she know about us at all? I wasn't.
Can't talk in common.
No.
No, you guys stayed in the hallway, and it
was.
was just Edmund talking as Dearth. Yeah.
The important question, dear boy, did you sell any genocider in there?
He fucking gave it his hardest pitch.
I am pretty sure I'm this close to signing a deal.
Exclusive deal to the duergar.
A distribution deal would be...
May require the destruction of the 10 towns region, but we will have sole distribution rights to the ashes afterwards.
He does summarize the plan about using a dragon to destroy the towns, and
So the dragon is a construct. Was that what we're gathering? Is that like they're building a dragon down there?
That's what you've been
And that
alluded to.
and
Yeah.
that it is going to follow that path on the table and destroy everything?
Yeah, and
What
you
it
guys.
sounded like.
Mhm.
yeah, it's like I
Okay.
think they're building something huge, something that can fly, maybe, because he didn't see the actual table.
Oh, right.
Oh right, yeah.
Missing
Yeah.
that
You'll have
piece,
to join
yeah.
your information together to figure that one out.
Yep. This all makes sense.
But they plan on destroying all the towns one by one. You know, sequentially of some sort. Maybe a circular pattern would be easiest.
Yeah. And those guys all literally saw that table, so they can fill you in.
Can't have that. We still need customers after all.
But my father, he starts saying, my father.
Too deep, son. You're too deep.
You gotta get out.
No. I saw spell slots to turn back into him after an hour.
You've got more spell slots. You can just keep it up for a couple hours.
I just need to rest every day.
Right.
He starts saying that my father is, oh, I mean the king. I mean whatever, the bastard.
The bastard.
He's being overcome by the Shardlin, but I fear he's going to be very powerful over Shardlin. It sounds like he has. He
I
will be
need
a
to
dangerous
slap
foe.
you to help you remember who you are.
Yeah, at some point, probably.
Kick you in the shin.
Hey. And Frey,
What?
the rest of those fingers you have
Yes.
are somewhere in here.
That's a great way of phrasing that.
Take me to the
Complete
fingers.
the collection.
The rest of the fingers.
I must complete my collection.
She like rotates her new little belt thing. She's like, look, I have space right here.
God. This must look and smell disgusting at this point.
That's true. It's been a couple days.
She's figured out a process to preserve them.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
we're in the 10 towns. It's all cold. I mean,
it's all
there's
frozen.
yeah,
We just can't let it thaw out, or it's gonna get real gross real
exactly. It's gonna
fast.
be real bad once they thaw.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why she doesn't really ride inside the cart. She rides on the back of the cart. So she's close enough to the wall to stay warm, but not close enough to any kind of fiery things to have her fingers melt.
That's right.
The whole system.
Guess we'll go down a little bit further, I guess.
Yeah. So the only thing down to the south here is that shaft, right? There's nothing else in this room.
Just an empty, yeah. And when you even go near it, you see that and you really see. So there's been this hazy smoke everywhere. It's been kind of uncomfortable, but definitely like a factory condition.
Yeah.
Specifically, you can see a lot of smoke billowing up from this shaft, and you can hear the sounds of like metal clanking and grinding and voices coming from down below. And that smoke, it is coming out into your area, but it's also going up. And you look up and you see a similar length shaft extending all the way up into darkness.
Smokestack.
Oh, it's a chimney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did we happen to? Well, I guess it was dark. We couldn't see. But I was gonna say, do we see any like chimney on the building, like smoke come out of the top?
You don't see the end of it, yeah.
Okay.
So it's at least farther than anybody's dark vision is on both sides.
Can
Okay.
I just drop a match down there? Just watch it go. Whee!
Turns
Yeah,
out
it
it's-
probably goes out before
Yeah.
you lose sight of it.
All right, keep going. I guess.
Okay.
I don't want to go down the chimney. That seems uncomfortable.
Go down the chimney. It's also a sheer drop off. Like it's a very, you almost get vertigo looking at it because it's just a fucking smooth walls going all the way down.
Slide.
Doesn't even look like a fun slide. It's just a straight drop, a plummet, if you will. You reach a crossroads that has 3 doors: one to the north, one to the north, one to the east, and one to the south.
3 pairs of double doors.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
What do we do?
So much doors.
Split the party.
It's split up 3 ways.
Open all the doors.
All right, I'm gonna listen at this door.
Listen.
Oof.
You're pretty sure it's a door. It's making all
This
the
is
right.
a hickory.
It's more a feeling than a sound.
Hickory is notorious for keeping secrets.
Yes.
All
Pretty
right,
sure
I'm gonna
there's
listen
nothing.
at the south one.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I
You.
listen at the east.
Yep. Let's open all 3 doors. It's been a while since we've done that to me, where you open multiple doors. Like, describe every room now. Edmond, you hear nothing on the other side of your door. Valravn, to the south door, you hear the sound of you don't hear the sound of voices, you hear the sound of machinery. Similar to what you heard in that room where the guard was. It's like chains and something moving, gears and shit.
Okay. I don't hear any like human or humanoid sounds coming.
You
though,
do
or
not.
accompanying it.
Nope.
All right. I will very gently open this southern door.
Rest it open.
Yep.
That's right.
Braziers of glowing hot coals stand in the corners of this room, working to offset the cold air that flows through a row of arrow slits to the south wall. Scattered around the room are several training dummies made of wood and sackcloth, as well as 4 freestanding suits of plate armor. Floor-to-ceiling iron cage in the middle of the room contains an elevator shaft with chains running up and down away from it. The chains are in constant motion, and you hear loud mechanical noises high above and below.
Oh. So if we want to go down, this would be the elevator to go down.
You see, you can see above you, also there's a hole above it, too.
Oh, so is it going both ways?
That's what you surmise.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So there's, I guess there are upper floors because we saw that it's a big place. Okay.
Yeah, as you recall, you guys actually entered the middle of this building.
Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, before we go to different floors, what do the other doors hold? Or do people not want to open those?
Yeah.
I heard that thing. Fine.
Yeah, you heard
I'll open
nothing.
this door too.
Okay.
Let's open it.
Open the doors. Yep, all these doors appear to be unlocked, by the way, obviously. This dark bedroom contains a plain stone bed and a stone table strewn with alchemist supplies, beakers, mushrooms, and potions.
It's the brother's bedroom.
Mm.
Yeah. Fingerless
Anything more?
brother.
Interesting than that?
The
Or that's
fingerless brother. I mean, you do know there might be some useful things on that table, and there appears to be like an open book with some writing on it.
let's go to it.
Okay. Yeah, so an open notebook has the following entry written on it. Fairly recently, it looks like. It says, though the outpost has fallen, my spore servants will still serve as a loyal, easily deployed army. We'll need to harvest more spores from the Myconid. The Quaggoth Krob is smarter and nastier than the others and seems to enjoy harvesting the spores, even using them on his own kind. I promise, Father, with these servants at your command, it will more than make up for my failures at the outpost.
Why don't these people write weaknesses in the book?
This will overcome my
Really don't.
crushing fear of spiders. The table, Edmond, also includes materials for alchemist supplies, a poisoner's kit, and 2 jars of pacifying spores and 3 jars of caustic spores, which are items you guys got way back at the Duergar outpost.
Oh, I still got some of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got. I don't think I've got any.
You still have those
caustic
written
spores.
down?
I've still got 1 pacifying spore in my inventory.
2 jars of pacifying spores and 3 jars of what?
There's 3 jars of caustic spores.
I
That's
pick
what
those
they
up.
do. Yeah. One of them is kind of like a grenade that does acid damage, and the other one has to be kind of opened in melee range and wafted, but it can stun. And that looks like everything in that room.
Ray, go open that northern door, will you, dear?
Using a
Surely it's
foot.
safe, yes?
Push open.
Yep, you can open that door. It is unlocked and looks very similar to this one. Empty bedroom includes a bed, a stone trunk, and 2 unlit braziers. Looks like it's been empty for some time.
Dead Brother's room, probably. So are we on the, like, living level of this fortress?
It looks like
Guess
the
I'll-
important people have bedrooms here, yeah.
I guess I'll look in the braziers and make sure there's not a key hidden in the braziers.
That's a good one.
one.
You do not see a
Nope.
key, and you don't see any closets anywhere either.
All right.
The trunk does
toss
not.
the bed.
It's
Make
not,
sure that's not hidden under a mattress.
the chest doesn't look like it has a lock on it.
All right, she'll throw it open.
All right. As soon as you put your hand on it, your hand is stuck to it, and you see teeth emerge from the chest. And that
It
is
sees
where
my teeth.
we are going to end this session.
The teeth off.
I was trying to find a stopping point.
And teeth chest is a good spot.
It's a teeth chest. Unfortunately, Raymond just stepped away, but obviously he is very much the MVPC of
What, you
this
mean Prince Sunblight?
of this session. I can text him real quick so we can roll. I don't want to steal his roll. Yeah, with his, I want to give him inspiration too. I remember if I gave him one or not this session. Come back, Raymond.
At some point, his loyalties are going to turn, and he's going to
Mm-hmm.
go full on Prince on us.
I'm literally gonna text him.
You must roll.
I can't end it without you. I can do patron shoutouts though. Thank you to Joe Will, Platinum patrons Joe Will, Tiny Dancer, Christopher, Thomas, Adam, Stan, Nathan, Alex, Cam, William, I'm Loud, and Al. And gold patrons RPG Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Marcus, Dead Lizard Lounge, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Sklenia, Blood Angel, Bronus, Baboon, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, James, and Kyle. Thank you also to Chris, Heather, Rochelle, Raymond, and Reese for playing, and for all of you watching us live. Will he return to us?
Never.
He might be dealing with Emma.
Well, I
so-
assume he is, yeah.
So you'll have to wait.
Have him do it in the chat if he's
Yeah,
willing for
it's
that,
yeah. You can do it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't steal his roll. He'll do it later.
Might be able to do it during Frostlight chat too. Because I know I took you guys a little bit late, so I'm trying to get this session. All right, well, we are live streaming our D&D adventures every week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
No combat. You guys made it a good chunk of way in here without any combat. We'll talk about, this is going to be a weird Frostlight chat, because I can't talk about a lot of stuff, unfortunately.
The daisy chaining.
That was great.
Walking the view.
That was great.
Yep.